Hi everybody, it's Thomas here from Thomas Fitzgerald Photography. Welcome back to the channel. And today I just have a really quick video to show you what's new in the latest version of Lightroom Classic that just dropped today. So there's really only one kind of major new feature in that, but it is something that I know people have been asking for, and I think it fixes one of the big problems that was actually introduced quite recently in a previous update. Now, in a previous version of Lightroom, they changed the way Denoise and Super Resolution works. Previously, when you wanted to use Denoise or Super Resolution, you would use the Enhance function, and that created a separate DNG. But in an earlier version, they changed that, so now it's just a single checkbox in the detail panel. While some of us found that better, there were quite a lot of people who complained about that, and in particular, the reason was that when you use this function, it brings up this dialog box to show progress, and that actually basically locks up Lightroom. You can't do anything else while it's calculating the denoise. And the same goes for Super Resolution, and in fact most of the AI functions in Lightroom that require calculation. So this gets even worse if you try to batch process things like denoise, because if you're doing, say, 100 images or even more, you can't do anything else with Lightroom while it's processing these, and it will take forever. Now, you'll be pleased to know that in the new version of Lightroom, they've fixed this and it now processes in the background. So let me show you. Okay, so now we're in the latest version of Lightroom, 15.3, and if I apply denoise to this, so you'll see now when we apply denoise, it no longer locks up Lightroom. However, you can't edit the current image while it's processing. So let me just show you that in another image. So for example, this one, and I hit denoise again, you'll see we get this thing here, and I can still move to a different image and work on a different image, but I just can't edit the one that's currently processing. So if we take that a step further and we want to batch process some images, if I select all these here, and I go sync, and we want to sync denoise, I hit synchronize, you can see it's now doing it in the background, and if we look down in the film strip, you'll see the one that's currently being processed has a little circular process bar on it, and the ones that have yet to be processed that will require AI updates have this little star beside them. So I can still work away on any image that's already been processed. I just can't do the ones that have been queued, and of course I can go and work on a different folder. So one other thing they've changed about this as well is, in the previous version, when you copy and pasted or synchronized things like denoise or Super Resolution, you had to manually update in the background. That all happens as a single process now. It just does it automatically. So while I'm sure this is not going to be good enough for everybody, I do think it's a good compromise between the old way, where you have to generate new files every time, and the new way, where at least it remains non-destructive, but this way it doesn't lock you out of Lightroom while you're processing a large number of images. So I do have, if you look back in my channel, I do have a video explaining how to batch denoise, and it still works. The same process still works. You just now, it no longer takes over Lightroom. So there are a few additional features in this release as well. So there's some performance updates, and there's some improvements to assisted culling. You can now sync Photoshop big files, or PSB files, and they've also added the ability to send to Firefly boards directly from within Lightroom. There are some new film-inspired presets included in this version too. Frankly, they're not very good, so I'm not even going to bother showing them to you. If you want film presets, check out mine. Okay, so I hope you found this useful, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.